Good evening, good evening, good evening. Let's get this started. Hey, happy Friday, Linda. Linda, hey. Leah, good evening to you. Thank you for joining us. Oh, and the Burgess Law Group is on. Stephanie Burgess, attorney at law, the small firm with the big bite. Hey, Jackie, good to see you. We need to talk. Hey, and the Honorable Cynthia Jenkins is on from Noonan, Georgia, and we're going to have to talk about what we could do for Noonan, Georgia. I want to do something for Noonan. As you know, they had a really bad tornado go through their community. Edna, good to see you. Thank you so much. And hey, Trey, thank you so much for joining us. And my day is going well. I have made it through another week. So for that, I am most happy. So thank you for joining us. I'm trying to get into this other computer set. Um, all right, even good to see you, sir. LaJoy, hey LaJoy, thank you for joining us. And Linda Wilder Bryan, the Honorable Alderwoman from Savannah's 3rd District, who is doing great work over there. Um, Good to see you. And so thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate you um, for all the work that you do. So thank you. Hey, Jessica, good evening to you. Hey, Michael, as I understand it, Civic Center vaccinations are going. We're cooking with grease. We are moving and grooving, as they say. But thank you for joining us as well. Hey, Andrea, thank you for joining us. Maryland, hello. Dr. Silva, good to see you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you, and I definitely appreciate your mentorship um, throughout the years of our association, so to speak. So thank you so much. Glad to have you here with us. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Sheila, good to see you. Glenda, Glenda, I appreciate you. I hope your temperature's gone down. I hope you are feeling better. I'm worried about you having a heart attack. Hey, a Junior Foster, thank you for joining us. Miss Flo, good evening to you. Angie from the DMV, thank you for joining us. Glad to have you with us. Um, and Condoleezza Coleman is on. Hey, Condoleezza, good to see you. Andrea, good evening to you as well. We're glad that you are on with us. And Denise, good evening to you. Oh, that's right. The Burgess Law Group is the small firm with the big fight. Okay, I said big bite, big fight. Gloria, thank you for joining us. Sandra, hello. Hey, Annie. Good to see you, Annie. Good to see you, big sister. Good to see you. Hey, Sister Luana Tillman, thank you for joining us. Diana, hello. Thank you for joining us as well. Valeria, good evening to you as well. Pam, my cousin Pam for real, um, fighting the good fight in Virginia. This month is Autism Awareness Month, and she is doing big things about that. And I'm going to donate to your cause, Pam. So I can't let that girl beat you. Hey, Debbie Williams Walker, thank you. Good to see you. Um, Patrick, we can talk about ghosts. I'm fine. Call the office and we can talk about Look, there are a lot of ghosts, living and dead ghosts in City Hall, so we'll talk about that. L. Griffin Kennedy, thank you for joining us. Julia, hello. Thank you for joining us. Angie. Hey, Angie. Good to see you. Hey, my double brother. Good to see you, Brother Jamal. Crystal Creations is on as well. And Sherelle is on from Chesapeake, Virginia. Thank you. And Pastor Tillman is on, so that means we have the whole Tillman household on, so I'm happy about that. Lynn, thank you for joining us as well. Good evening. Royce Kelly, hello. Thank you for joining us as well. Audra, hello. Sheila, good evening. Thank you for joining us. Camila, thank you. And we have Coach Cassell Bell from Jacksonville, Florida. Always hanging out in Savannah on Friday nights. Glad that you're here. Kim, thank you for joining us. Um, Linda, stop. Be nice. Janet, good evening to you. Renee Kennedy is on. And Joan is on. Good evening. Good evening to you. Um, Good evening to Latasha, Jared, and Glenda. I agree. Linda Wilder Bryan is doing a fantastic job, and I am absolutely blessed to have her serving with me on City Council. Marsha Lieberman is in the house, so we're waiting on the husband and the child. So we have the full Tillman set. We only have 1/3 of the Lieberman set, and we're waiting on a Kaufman set as well. So, hey, Janelle, good evening. Thank you for joining us. Francis, thank you so much. Cheryl, hello. And Stephanie, why is no one in healthcare receiving any kind of funds for being a first responder? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Um, I don't know. I don't know. What do you mean? Lorraine, thank you for joining us. Bruce, hey, Bruce, I'm doing good, man. And Paula, hello. Ivania, hello. Drusilla, hello. Chantel, hello. Hey, Dr. Priscilla Williams, thank you for always having my back. I appreciate you. Sarita, good evening to you. And Shannon, all the way from Poola, Georgia, thank you so much. And the Honorable Tina Day Broughton, all the way from Pensacola, Florida. She's a councilwoman for District 5. So I am glad that she is in Savannah on Friday Night Live. Good to see you, Councilwoman. And Glenda, I'm glad that you calmed down. Tracy, hello. Hey, Mike, good to see you, Michael. I appreciate you. Robert, thank you for all that Ardsley Park does for us. We appreciate you as well. And Audrey, I'm glad that you're here. Valerie, hello. And thank you. Ed Beatty is in the house, and he has set the tone. This is a hate-free zone. No hateful comments, please, and thank you in advance. Thank you, Ed, for that. Hey, Cheryl, thank you for joining us as well. Hey, Sadie, hello. All right, and we have one Crystal Kaufman is in the house, so now we have one Kaufman, so I'm waiting on two Kaufman. Hey, and the Honorable Judge Tammy Stokes, my friend, and certainly our beloved jurist here, history making with us. Shauna, hey, Shauna, I hope you're doing all right in the great city of Waltowerville, Georgia. Nicole, hello, thank you for joining us. And the Honorable Laura Smith is on, doing what she does, keeping it low, just fading to the side. So good to see you, Laura. All right, so I got Barbara Kaufman. So we have both Kaufmans here. We have both Tillmans here. And now I'm just waiting on two more Liebermans, and we'll have a full house. Hey, Erica, thank you for joining us. And Ed says he doesn't believe in ghosts. Terry, thank you for joining us as well. Dot, thank you for joining us. And let's see. Sherelle, you got your first. Hey, thank you. So big ups to Sherelle. Sherelle has gotten her first vaccine after we talked last week. So thank you, Sherelle. I appreciate you for keeping your word, because I was going to ask you. Hey, Matrice is on. Okay. Now, that's interesting. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Sean, good evening. Good to see you. Shanice, hello. Ed says Van Johnson for governor 2028. That would be a hard no. Nah, we ain't doing that. Veronica, hello. LaMonica. Veronica and LaMonica. So hello. Molly Lieberman is on, and Bruce Lieberman is here. So now we have a full set of Tillmans, a full set of Kaufmans, and now a full set of Liebermans. So, and we're almost at 200, so I can get ready to start. Brett, good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Hey, Renee Garland. I don't even know what your last name is. It Grayland? Greatland? But I know your name is Renee, so I know you get ready to get married, and I know we planning your wedding. Linda, send me that fair housing information. I did want to talk about that tonight. There is some fair housing information. Carol, actually, Carol, I actually used the mute function a whole lot last night, a lot more than I've ever used it before. I mean, yeah, it was really interesting. We try to let people talk, but I mean, at some point you just got to say, nah, we ain't having it. Hey, Perry Mines, my cousin. He's actually my cousin. Pam Mines is his wife. Pam is our blood cousin, but we like Perry better. So good to see you, Perry. And Cynthia, thank you for joining us. And Sherry Butler, the mother of one of my favorite twins, thank you so much for joining us. Regina, hello. All right, Renee is on. Hey, you tell Miss B. Dale I said hello, and I was thinking about her this week. Dana, thank you for joining us. Karina, thank you for joining us as well. Lynn, good to see you. And C. Nicole is in Walmart listening. I am glad. I hope you have on a mask. And Kat, hey, good to see you. And again, Ed has said it. Ed said, look, no hateful comments. Good evening, Tony. Good to see you. Dee Dee, hello. Wanda, hello. Hey, Nikki, good to see you. And Barbara, thank you for joining us. And Saida Reed, those kids will be in college before I ever see them. But I'm not mad. I'm not mad. Hey, Barbara, thank you so much. I appreciate you for that. And Mike has said no hate, no hate. Molly is here, so we have a full set of Liebermans. And Renee says her cousin is here from Minneapolis. So, hey, cousin, welcome to Savannah. Ruel, hey, Ruel, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I heard about the comments. I appreciate your support. It was a rough one. It was really a rough one. Hey, Miss Marianne Goldwire, hello, and thank you for all you've done for me, because you knew me before I was me, and I appreciate you for all those times I was able to cut class and hang out in your office. You didn't know I was cutting class, but I was. Rashida, good to see you. Good to see you. Kim Morrison, thank you as well. Marissa, look, we ain't playing with you no more, Marissa. All right, I done wore that hat out. I need another hat. Now, what you gonna do, Marissa? I need a hat. So I done rocked the hat as well. All right, Jackie got her first vaccine. Yay, Jackie. We're happy for Jackie. Joanne, thank you so much for joining us as well. Let's see, who else we got? Gerard, hello. And yeah, we're getting close to the part. Oh, it's Garland. It is Garland. Okay, Renee Garland. So we're getting close to the day that we're all vaccinated and we can have our Friday night for real. So for all y'all, Jackie got her first vaccine. So y'all make sure you like that comment for her. Let her know we're all with her. Loto! It's good to see Loto in the house. Loved your post. Thank you so much. Hey, Michelle. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hey, no, Kurt, I mean, you're Republican. You're still my friend. See, that's the problem. I mean, the thing is, I'm a Democrat. I mean, but I got Republican friends. Some of my best friends are Republicans. They don't make you bad because you're Republican. It makes you bad when you do like dumb and crazy things. So, I mean, as long as you're sensible, we can disagree. I mean, I'm a Yankee fan. Some people like Boston. Doesn't mean I can't be their friend. That's the problem. The fact is that we can disagree on ideas. And I mean, and that's why, Kirk, I appreciate you being here, because I think people take this stuff too seriously. It's like, because I disagree with your ideas, I don't like your ideas, I don't like you. And again, like you said, I agree with you, Kurt. It's a big tent. And Ed is getting his vaccine around Monday or Tuesday. I need you to do it. Gloria Brown, thank you for joining us as well. Let's see. And look, Lita got her shot today, so y'all hit her up and give her some likes. She got her first shot today. And Linda has had both of her Moderna shots. Second one put you down for 24 hours. We'll talk about that in a minute. Elder Flossie, thank you so much. We want to shout out Saida. She got her first vaccine yesterday. Thank you. And Carolyn, thank you for joining us. And Faith, thank you for joining us as well. I might have an assignment for you as well. Key is fully vaccinated. Good job. Tiffany, my favorite twin, got her second vaccine on Monday. Camille, hey Camille, good to see you. Raynell, good evening to you. Jay, good to see you. Tammy, hello. And T, thank you. With Kelly and Kelly Logistics, we are glad that you're here as well. Linda, Leah says her second father put her out of the game. Hey, Sharon Renee, y'all sending loves to Sharon Renee Smith Taswell. Last week, she celebrated her 45th wedding anniversary. 45th anniversary to the same man. For the same man. 45 years. So That's people can't stay together with three different people. So big thanks to you. I'm gonna go ahead and put a love next to you, Sharon Taswell, for being together 45 years. Elonda, I'm still waiting on my Elon Wick. Ruby, thank you for joining us. William, thank you for joining us as well. And Marilyn, you are very welcome. Hey, Jay, Stomy, Nate, good to see you. Hillary, good evening as well. Tabitha, good to see you. Hey, Kenneth, thank you for your service to the City of Savannah. And Sheila is here as well. And Marissa, I don't want to hear it because I know you putting together, all kinds of stuff. You should give me my hat. Chantel is fully vaccinated. Good to see you, Nancy. Thank you so much. Ed, we'll talk a little bit about that. Sharon has received both vaccines. Martha, hello. Okay. Jay is from Cameroon. Okay, well, thank you. And they got her second one. And Joseph is a Yankee fan. Trey got both of his vaccines. In China, grandmother, and they had the second vote. Grandmother, mother, and in China both got their second dose next week. Hey, the Honorable Vicki Nelson from Hinesville, Georgia. Good to see you on. So we have a bunch of elected officials on here. Drusilla, she's getting her first shot tomorrow. And again, Elaine, we recognize that. See, Jessica's a Red Sox fan, but she's a Mayor Van fan. I'm a Jessica fan. See? I mean, you say when we're playing on the field, then I want the Yankees to win. I can't stand Red Sox. The Red Sox want the Yankees to lose, so they don't like us. But at the end of the game, we're all cool. It's a game. So anyway, Diane is fully vaccinated. Ann, hello. And Arms, Gloria got her second shot of Pfizer. And I'll get to that. 1 second, Sheila. Martha, hello. Thanks for joining us. And Katrina. And Ed. So here we go. Hey, Kim Wilson. Good to see you. Hey, Miss Mary. She is fully vaccinated, her in Washington State, and we're glad. And so I appreciate that. And Karen, thank you so much. Lori, hello. Katrina's fully vaccinated. Chastity, now, this is your first warning. Again, if we want to do what we want to do and be vaccinated, that's our business. If you go there, you know what happens. You go to the sunken place. So anyway, all right. So Hilda will be married to the same man 45 years, November the 13th. So Hilda, good for you. Thank you. Kim is fully vaccinated. And, okay, I'm ready. Okay, 202, I'm ready to start. I am. Let me go ahead and start. Since y'all, all right. So if it's Friday, well, Francis, I will help you. Francis. Send me an inbox and let me help get somebody to you. But let's make sure that you are able to get the vaccine. So, Francis, I'm sorry you had a stroke. We're thinking and praying for you. So let's just get that straight. So anyway, if it's Friday night, let me get something to drink first of all. If it's Friday night in Savannah, if it's Friday night in Savannah, if it's Friday night in Savannah during a pandemic, if it's Friday night in Savannah during a pandemic and you're keeping the faith and you're following the signs, if it's Friday night in Savannah during a pandemic and you're keeping the faith and you're following the signs and you have nowhere that you have to be, then you are here with me. It is Friday in Savannah. That means we have made it through another whole week, and we are grateful for an opportunity to be with you for another edition of Friday Night Live. This is week 55. 55 straight weeks of getting together on Friday nights. A lot to talk about. First thing, I want you to like this page. Like Mayor Van Johnson. That way you get the updates when we go live on stuff. Go ahead, please. Do me a favor. Go ahead and like the page. Do me a favor. Like the page. Second thing, I want you to share the page. Share this video when you get a moment. Just share the page. Jacqueline, thank you. Good to see you. So please share this because people might want to see it. And so we want you to do that. Also, we're sending out love all over the place. I mean, I woke up this morning and we heard that Prince Philip had died. I mean, I was hurt. I felt like, I felt like I knew Prince Philip. I mean, no, I never met him, but you know, I felt pain for him, for his family. So, um, you know, certainly my condolences for what it's worth to the Queen, and to the royal family and to the good people of Britain. And then the second one, want to send out shouts, of course, DMX. He's a rapper, Grammy nominated, an actor, passed away today, 50 years old, which in my time now seems really, really young. But he passed away, and so we'll miss his great music. Um, and then I want to really send out my condolences to Bishop Matthew Odom, and um, Matthew Jr. and then Tiffany and Brittany, on the passing of Lady Sheila Odom yesterday. Um, she was someone who would come on Friday Night Live, and I mean, just a phenomenal woman. I loved Lady Sheila Odom. And again, she would come on and she would be here with us on Friday night. And so, my condolences to Bishop Odom and to the Temple of Glory family, and again to her kids. She was a phenomenal and exceptional woman. And, we're going to miss her dearly. And more importantly, she'll be missed by her family. And so I just wanted us to send out our love for Bishop Odom and their children and the Temple Glory family. I mean, she was Savannah born and bred, and so I'm going to miss her terribly and miss her from um, being a part of our family. I'm going to miss her. So keep their family in your thoughts and in your prayers, during this time. So just wanted to make sure that we remember that again. She would pop up, and I shouted her out. So um, just anyway. So just keep them in your prayers, please keep them in your prayers. So a couple of things I wanted to talk about tonight. Oh, well, the first thing is I want to show you today. I can't find it. Now I can't find stuff when I need it, but I'm gonna find it. Do I have it with me? Wait a minute. I know I have it. This is called Organized Chaos. Oh, wait a minute. I can't find it. Well, anyway, today I got my second vaccination. Um, Moderna, and that's why I'm sitting here looking all crazy with y'all when y'all talk about it had me out for a day and all this stuff. I got my second vaccination of Moderna, and so I am fully vaccinated. I think they say fully after 2 weeks of getting your second dose. So I have gotten my vaccination. So I'm now in the twofer club, and so again, I took a picture. It was another big profile in courage. I actually just stood there and I manned up. I really wanted just to stand up and just let them like vaccinate me through my shirt. I was just going to just rip it in me, and do it. But they wanted to go through all of this other stuff. So I stood there, and I said, "What you gonna do? Go ahead, give it to me." I really wanted them to put it like in my neck. Come on, COVID. But they didn't want to do that. They wanted me to take my shirt off, and they wanted to, they have to go through this whole, wiping down your arm thing. I mean, I wash. My arm is clean. I just wanted them to just go ahead and just give it to me. I'm looking for my thing. Oh, here it is. Bam! I got it. I got it. And so thank you to Melanie Willoughby and St. Joseph's Candler. I have gotten my sticker. And so she wanted me to show y'all that I got my sticker. And so, I mean, I did it. So, got 2 weeks to wait, and then after that, we'll see where that goes. So, that's the deal with that. So, let me, I want to talk a little bit, and then we'll talk about, oh, well, join us on Monday for Motivational Monday. Monday is Motivational Monday. And this Monday, we will be talking with the Rape Crisis Center. And the topic is the elephant in the room. And we're going to be talking about sexual abuse, particularly in families, and how parents talk to their children about it. If you don't know how to approach your children about that, then you don't know that it's happening. And we know, even from our discussion last Motivational Monday with attorney Diane McLeod, I mean, this happens a lot, where people are in their families and, they have all kinds of crazy stuff going on in their families, and uncle this is touching this one, and cousin this is touching this one, and little kids are touching each other, and you have got to know how to have that conversation. You have got to know parents. You've got to know grandparents, because if not, there's a generation of young boys and girls now that are walking around victimized because maybe somebody did not know how to have that conversation with their children when they were young, or two, they knew it, but then because of family business, didn't report it. And some of us have these predators in our families right now, and everybody knows this person's a predator, and nobody will stand up and do anything about it. So again, Monday is going to be a great motivational Monday at 7 o'clock, and we want you to make sure you are there. So we're going to talk about that, and Leah, you are very, very welcome. So that's the first thing. So next thing I want to talk about quickly is vaccines, and then I wanted to talk a little bit about the weeping time, since I know that's where y'all are, and I want to talk about it. So this week, the first COVID vaccines were given out at our new mass vaccination clinic at the Savannah Civic Center. So on Wednesdays and Thursdays from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. On Wednesdays and Thursdays, the site is open from 9 a.m. to 4 o'clock p.m. on Wednesdays and Thursdays. The site is open for people if you want the vaccine at the Savannah Civic Center. You can go, and I'll put this here in that. Janet, it is the Rape Crisis Center. So if you want to, I'll put this in here so y'all have it. I want you to have the information. I can't see all that well with the light glaring at me. Hospice. So if you want to go to the Civic Center site, you would go here, all right? And you can schedule an appointment, okay? Appointments are not required, but they are strongly encouraged. And it's a walk-in clinic, okay? So make sure you are able to do that. Also, let's see, what else? You can still go to Gulfstream, and Gulfstream out of 2 Innovation Drive, and you can go ahead and get a vaccine there Tuesday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Gulfstream campus. That's 2 Innovation Drive, so you can go ahead and do that. But if you want to make an appointment there, you can go to myvaccinegeorgia.com. myvaccinegeorgia.com. So that's there. And then if you're looking for a COVID-19 vaccination appointment at a pharmacy or the Coastal Health District, you can go to covid19.gachd.org vaccine. Okay, so um, I wanted you all to have that. Okay, so you have that. So the information is there if you need it, um, and you can see that if you want to get a vaccine. Go ahead and get it. Now, we had some people this week who promised us last week they were going to get it, and some of them have gotten it. So we are shouting out and we are um, celebrating those who have done it. Now, some of you still don't have it. And some of you, and I got your names written here, said you're going to get it. You haven't said anything yet. And I'm getting ready to call you out because you told us you were going to go ahead and get it. So I really want to know what is what's going on with that. Okay, so um, that's the deal with that. Okay, um, so that was the situation with that. So it's there, and we want you to make sure you have um, that information. Um, right, Michael. I will publicize it more. I mean, I say it all over the place, and I keep saying it. Um, and we want you to um, do something. We want you to go ahead and do it. We want you to go ahead and do it. So, um, and then Cynthia says St. Philip's is giving shots on Tuesdays between 2 and 6. We thank Sheila for being fully vaccinated. The only way we get to where we need to be is we need you to be fully vaccinated. We need you to be fully vaccinated. So, just want to talk a little bit about yesterday. And again, um, I'll just be clear like this. It's important that we have debate and healthy debate, and nothing wrong with healthy debate with people that differ on various sides of an issue. However, to me, is really inappropriate for us to act unseemly. So y'all accept my apologies. Yesterday's meeting was just, oh my gosh, I mean, for those of you that told me it was difficult for you to watch it, could you imagine if you were in it? Um, Again, my goal and my role is to always try to act appropriately and always act worthy of the dignity of the office that I'm in. And again, we recognize people will disagree. Um, Sometimes you've sent us there to disagree. But in the end, in a civilized society, you talk it out, and then wherever the majority goes, that's where we go. Now, I've been on both sides of that. I've been where I've won on the prevailing side, and there's times I've lost on the other side. And so, I mean, you take it for what it is, and you gear up for the next time. But, again, I just think that we owe you, better. And like I said, some of the stuff that just went on wasn't really cool. Essentially, what has occurred is that there was a Salvation Army had dealt with the Housing Authority of Savannah for about and regarding some land that the Housing Authority of Savannah owns through the United States Housing and Urban Development. It's land that it was a process of maybe 7 years that they went through to acquire the property, and so they want to put a shelter, of apartments there to house families and children, and so it is adjacent to. And it's important to say this because that's the thing I think many people did not understand. It is next to what's called the Ten Brock Racetrack. The Ten Brock Racetrack is significant because it is the site of what has been known colloquially as the Weeping Time. And Cynthia, I will put that. I'll post that in a moment. But anyway, it's the site of what's known colloquially as the Weeping Time, and that was from a slave sale that occurred there on March 2nd and 3rd in 1859, where 436 slaves were placed there by a guy named Pierce Butler for sale. And so the sale occurred there. About 429 of those slaves were sold there over that 2-day period, and maybe 6 or 7 of them were returned back to wherever they came from. And the story goes that it rained over those 2 days. Well, we have identified through our historians and folks in the city that this racetrack, where this racetrack was. And the racetrack actually goes on one side of 516 to the other side of 516. As a matter of fact, the racetrack is actually goes directly over the site of the Brock Elementary School. And it goes over 516, which is a four-lane highway, to include a on-ramp on the far, I guess that'd be north side of it. And so essentially the issue is that if so people are saying the city shouldn't do this, the city shouldn't do this. The reality is this, is that the city does not own this property, number one. Number two, the city does not own this property. Number three, the city does not own this property. Number four, it is properly zoned for this purpose. And the Salvation Army, people know of its mission. They want to come into this community and they want to help people that are impoverished. So the issue comes up is whether this site is a part of the 10 Brock racetrack. And so what the council did is that the majority ruled to approve the Salvation Army's petition, provided that it is determined that it is not the site of the 10 Brock racetrack. Because I think we would agree that that would be sacred ground. But on the other side of that is that even if we did not approve the special use permit, the housing authority can still put high density, low income housing on that site, and there's nothing the council can do with it because it's allowed by zoning. So that's what the issue is. And again, people are very strong in their positions. People are very strong about how they feel about it. I get it. But on the other end of it, because we feel strongly about something doesn't mean that we have to be rude. It doesn't mean that we well, Jessica, that's a good question. If the city doesn't own the property, why are city taxpayers paying for the survey? I think it's important for us to know. I think it's important because we have a site possibly of historical significance. And so, I think we should make sure we know. And so there was the Francis Bartow Homes that was there for 70 years beforehand. The school was the old, before it was the Bartow School. And now it's named after Otis Brock, so now it's Otis Brock Elementary School. That's all on that racetrack. So all I'm saying is let's make sure that it's not that. If it is, then we won't do it. We won't approve it. The housing authority might still do something else. But if it's not, then, the Salvation Army does great work. Everybody knows that. And again, they want to come in. They want to feed people. They want to house people. They want to provide job training for people. And they have met and have signed neighborhood agreements with both the communities, West Savannah and Woodville. These neighborhood associations have partnered with the Salvation Army, and they have neighborhood benefit agreements. So that's what's going on. And so I think the council did the right thing. Let's see what the truth is. And wherever the truth is, that's where we can go. Well, Leah, it could be, but the fact is we don't own it. We don't own it. So, and see, that's the point. The point is the property that we know the racetrack sits on is now Bradley Plywood. That is privately owned property. It's Bradley Plywood, and that's where it shows the entire length and course of the racetrack is. So, um, you know, I mean, people can say what they want to, and all of that kind of stuff. Joan, we're asking about that. Um, but at the end of the day, um, let's make sure that it is what it is. Hey, Joe Marinelli, good to see you. Carol Ann, good to see you. Glad that you're back. Why didn't I do anything about the property for the people when you were over there? Because we don't own the property, Ann. We don't own the property, which is why we couldn't do anything for it because we don't own the property. That's the point. We do not own the property. So that's why I didn't do anything about that property for the people when I was over there. So anyway, we'll see where it goes. And again, at the end of the day, it'll be what it's going to be. Is there more than one map in question? Yes, there probably is. So what the MPC, which is the Metropolitan Planning Commission, did was they took the historical maps and they created a document showing where the track is in the context of what's there now. The problem with the historical maps are that it doesn't show 516. It doesn't show all of these other things. So, hey, Carolyn. Hey, Savannah. We don't own the property. And so, we need to be able to determine what's going on with that. And so, people are saying, we need to plan for this. We need to plan for this. You can't plan for what you don't own. You can't plan for it. And then somebody comes up with a proposal to put a hotel and a restaurant on there. So I'm just saying, I mean, if it's sacred land, why are we trying to put a hotel and a restaurant on there? The property, I believe from what I've seen, is the Bradley Plywood property. Now, unless he's going to sell it, or unless somebody's going to put enough money that they can buy it, then that is where the Weeping Time Memorial should go. But they're saying that this land is sacred property, and for every document that we have, that is not the case. It is not the truth. And for 70 years, public housing has been on that property. So I'm saying, so people, I mean, the thing about this is, I don't mind if people don't know, and they don't know, and we discuss it. But when you create lies and say things that are totally out, that just doesn't make sense, I mean, then that's where it is. So all I'm saying to all of us is that this land has been vacant for 16 years. 16 years. And the reason is because the land, in order to use the land has to be approved by HUD to determine what is used on it. So whatever that use is, HUD has to approve it. And so the Salvation Army has submitted a proposal to HUD. HUD has approved that use. And so a purchase and sale agreement has been completed. Now, if it doesn't go through, we still don't own that property. And again, somebody else would then have to go through HUD to do that as well. So Janie says, I understand the city does not own the property, but city council will vote on this. Yes. The reason why is, and I'm glad you asked that, the property is zoned for this use. It is zoned what's called CB or BC, community business. The difference is that in our new zoning ordinance, we have attached special conditions to the use of this property. And that's why a special use permit is required. In the special use permit, they have things such as affordable housing, job training, and other things that the communities around it said that they wanted. That's the reason why it's a special use permit. So that was the only thing we were voting on. We weren't voting on the sale of the property. We weren't voting on the authenticity of the property, then, that was it. I mean, we were just voting on a special use permit. Christina says, uh, so what if Bradley Plow would sell the land point blank? Y'all don't own it. It's been this long. Why don't the people who knew about it make some noise? Well, right, Christina, that's the point. My thing was, once it was determined this was going on, nobody's saying nothing to Bradley Plywood. And all I'm saying is, even if we disagree, and again, for me, if this is sacred land, and I would think that, and really it's not the whole racetrack, because I mean, if we say that the whole racetrack is sacred land, then we would have to take down 516, and we would have to move Brock Elementary School, because the racetrack's footprint is all the way from Bradley's Plywood, all the way across 516, all the way across the Little City Park, all the way to Brock Elementary School and back. So if it's sacred land, then all that has to go away. But if this is a part of that racetrack, okay, I get it. But the fact was, from everything that's been presented to us, and you have all of these folks that are supposedly historians that say this is sacred land, and they don't know any more than I do. So I think the council did the wise thing in saying, let's get it checked out. Let's make sure. But at the end of the day, we have to start helping folk. We have to start helping people. And so this is what we have to be able to do. So that's what went on with that. Again, I'm sorry, it kind of degenerated. David asked, okay, if it does not belong to us, why the city just can't buy it? Well, because the HUD would have to approve us buying it. Again, they could just sell it to us. We've never made a petition on it, because if we're making a petition on it, what are we buying it for? It's owned by the federal government. And so somebody said something crazy, that why don't we just eminent domain it? No, we can't take land from the federal government. This is federal property. And so we have to ask permission to be able to do that. And so that's the reason why, David. But that was a good question. So that's the deal with that. Again, I've had the color of my skin and the color of my heart question. I'm a black man. But one thing about it is I'm going to do the right thing. When I raised my hand and take the oath, I took the oath to say that, hey, I was going to be right. I was going to be fair. And that's just where I am. And so for people who want to be mean-spirited and do and say all types of stuff, I mean, it comes along with the territory. But, the fact of the matter is that what we're making a decision on is not whether the land is sacred or not. We're not making a decision on whether it should be sold or not. We are just making a decision about what the land, whether the special use permit should be approved. So Erica says that HUD and SCAD should buy it and make it a homeless project and study for career development for the homeless. Well, I mean, that's actually what the Salvation Army is doing. So, I mean, that's what the issue is. So people made it seem like we had the final say on it. We did not have the final say on it. People are going to feel very strongly. Again, I represented that area for 16 years. Certainly, I feel very strongly about it as well. I also see the need to be able to help people. So, I mean, and people need help. And so I want to make sure the council, the majority of council, wants to make sure. David, how I feel about a homeless shelter in the most volatile side of town? Well, first of all, it's not the most volatile side of town. Firstly. Secondly, it's in between two communities and it's separated by 516. You need to have services where the need is. Where the need is. You need more health centers where people are sick. Where there are people homeless, they need to be helped. If people need job training because of poverty, this is the way where they're able to get it. If people need to get to their medical appointments and can't get there because of transportation, this is the way that you're able to do it. So, I mean, the goal is, do you let things stay as they are, or if people want to come and help, you let them get the help? You understand what I'm saying? I mean, I think that's the issue. And I think that's kind of what the back and forth is because, again, both neighborhoods, um, both of the neighborhoods, West Savannah um, and Woodville, they both were in agreement with this project. Okay, that's what I'm saying, and I think that's the really important thing. I mean, the thing that really sticks out to me, and it reminds me, for when I was hungry, you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, and you invited me in. Isn't that what we're supposed to be all about? I'm just saying. But anyway, um, well, well, why not wait to have? Well, Paula, I'm having this conversation because I want people to understand what the issue was about yesterday, and I think the issue got lost in everything else that was going on. Somebody actually called me and told me they actually had popcorn while this was going on. Again, I want to make sure people understood the issue for what it is. And again, um, I'm not yelling, I'm not screaming, I'm not calling anybody names. People have a right to feel how they want to feel. But again, what the council ultimately did to say, we will go ahead and do a phase one archaeological study to try to determine whether this Bartow track is a part of the Ten Brock racetrack where the Weeping Time um, happened. So that's what we did. All right. Appreciate you, David. Thank you. Um, Sabrina, I understand that. I mean, but you never have all in agreement with anything. But the West Savannah Community Association, which is a city-recognized neighborhood association for the city of Savannah, um, um, that association was in approval of this project because they recognized that people in their community needed help, and the Salvation Army was going to help the people in those neighborhoods. Again, I own property 5 blocks from that area. If people are going to be helped, then we can't keep saying people need help and then not have ways to help them. I'm just thinking. So anyway, let me see what else. What's happening with Mariella? Somebody says I'm a doctor, but anyway. Can you let me make payments or plan on a $2,100 bill? I called because I'm trying to move out of a house that I think was very commended. Rita, send me a message. I'm not sure what you're talking about, so send that to me. Let's see how we can help you. Thank you, Dee Dee. Um, Thank you, Cheryl. I appreciate that. And Camille, thank you. Um, oh yeah, yeah. Thank you, Lee. I appreciate that. Um, talk about Parks and Recreation. Um, what do you want me to talk about, Nancy? The NPC, which the maps were used, the NPC which maps were used in this determination where they verified that they used the current maps drawn by the NPC and not the original ones from the 1800s when the sale took place, or the ones given. Um, Again, the NPC has said that their determinations not only came from the other maps. Again, these are the professional planners and plotters, and so I want to make sure that their work is right because that's what we're relying on. That's what we pay them for. And so, as I understand it, they use that for that purpose. Sabrina sent me a message, and let me get back on that trash. See, that's what I'm saying. I mean, what do we do about that kind of stuff? Um, hey, Doctor. Um, Dr. Heather is in the house, so good to see you, Dr. Webb. Thank you. Um, will the pools be open this summer? Yes. Um, yes, the pools will be open this summer. We will open summer camp this summer. We're just waiting to finalize how this is going to happen as well. So we'll see how that goes. Kirk, there is a training facility there. They're doing job training there as well. So it's a part of the. It's not a dormitory. They're apartments. There are apartments there. It's not a dormitory, as I understand it, and that part of that is the job training. So yes, you're right on board with that. Hey, Teresa. Um, so the city is going through so many revitalization projects. We don't know who owned the properties. So once it's over, are there any other slavery historical uses that we're not aware of, and how many properties are being sold? Well, actually, we from the Georgia Historical Society, we actually have a pretty good idea of what remains. Now, some have been gone, some have been knocked down, just for a variety of reasons, but they have a pretty good catalog of that. So, and of course, if they're historical, they're hit with that historical tag, and so you have to be very careful about how they're used. And people know about, you can't really alter an historic house without going to historic board of review. It's a really, really big process. All right, so what else y'all want to talk about before I get out of here? Um, Thank you, Patty. Hey, Angela from the ATL. Yeah, thank you, Patricia. I appreciate you. Nancy, thank you. Um, oh, okay. Hey, Dr. Kenny Roche, thank you so much. Um, Appreciate you being on. So yeah, so let me talk about that because again, we got to deal with the conspiracy theorists because, as they say, sometimes people will believe a lie before they believe the truth. So I wanted to say something real quick about that. Give me 1 second, 1 second, 1 second, 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. So, um, let me see. All right. So, two quick things, and then we'll cut it loose. Um, all right. So, um, quick thing before I get to that. April is Fair Housing Month, and tomorrow it is the Fair Housing Parking Lot Palooza Resource Fair. So that's tomorrow, um, and it is happening tomorrow at the Pennsylvania Avenue Resource Center. Um, it lasts until 1 o'clock, and I have presentations by Georgia Legal Services, Living Independence for Everyone, and United Way, and more vendors. So I'm sure Linda Wilder Bryant would love to have you come to the third district for the um, Palooza Resource Fair. So the Fair Housing Parking Lot Palooza Fair. So I'm gonna try to get by there if I'm not feeling bad from Moderna. So make sure that you know that. So last week we had an incident. Um, Hey, Pastor Roberson, good to see you. Um, I don't know. We're going to try to do all we can, Miss Barbara. We're going to try to, I mean, we might have to push it back. We'll see. Actually, the good thing about it is that the senior citizens, they're getting vaccinated. Y'all are not playing. Y'all are not playing. So um, that's the deal. So anyway, um, wanted you all to know. So last week we had a man to die in custody, in the custody of the Savannah Police Department. Basically, all we know was that he was in custody of the Savannah Police Department. He was put in a room, and when they came back, he was dead. And so, of course, people going around, oh, we killed him. I mean, again, what we do in those types of situations is this: we don't let our officers investigate themselves. So when we have an in custody death, what we do is we call in the GBI, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. And part of their duty is to investigate local police involved actions. So we call in the GBI. Once we ascertain the individual is dead, we call in the GBI and we take our hands off of it. So we sent out a release saying that the gentleman had died in custody, and the GBI agents then come in, and then we don't do anything else with the process. We don't notify the families. If we're not going to do anything, we don't do anything because we want to make sure that the investigation is done without our interference. And then once the investigation is over, then the GBI makes their results known. So people are saying all kinds of stuff. Y'all were not there. I was not there. I just wasn't. You weren't there. So how you know all this stuff happened and you weren't even there? And then some of y'all listening to that crazy stuff. They weren't there. The GBI will determine what happened. If the city of Savannah is responsible, we will claim responsibility for it. Wherever the chips fall, we'll see where it goes. So I just wanted to straighten that out. But I mean, don't go through. There are people that I think exist just to be able to throw some stuff up that don't make no sense. And so, I just want to make sure you know that we didn't kill anybody. So let's make sure you know that. Let's see. Thank you, Tina. I appreciate that. Well, Leah, I don't. Well, see, that's what I'm saying, Leah. We don't know if it's self-inflicted. See, the self-inflicted comes from a combination of the post-mortem, which is the autopsy done by the medical examiner, and the investigation completed by the GBI, and they make a determination based on the facts whether it was self-inflicted or not. We were told, or we believe, that our officers did not do that. So again, we have to find out. We don't know. So we'll wait and see what happens. And then when it comes out, then we'll deal with it when it happens. So I want to make sure you know that. Any other questions? Anything else I can answer for you tonight? It's Friday night. Thank you, Miss Shirley. I appreciate you. Well, Patty, that's the point. The thing is this. I have not been, and y'all know it, I'm not the type of person to hide anything. Part of my fatal flaw is that I can be incredibly honest, and too honest sometimes. And the thing is, if we were wrong, then we're wrong. Then I will go and say we were wrong. What I did do, though, I talked to the gentleman's mother, express our condolences, and express the confidence that we will go wherever the investigation goes. We are sorry her son has passed away. Mothers should not have to bury their sons. But in terms of the causation or causal effect, that has to be determined. And since we're not doing an investigation, we don't know. We don't know. So, thank you, Miss Rhonda. And Nancy, I think I got your email. I will check again. I've just been getting it this week. So, anything else before we call it a night? Well, before I tell you, I guess, let me go back to that. That thing just stuck with me. For I was hungry, and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, and you invited me in. I was hungry. What are we doing to feed folk? I was thirsty. What are we doing to give people something to drink? I was a stranger. And what did you do to take people in? It's one thing to be concerned about the homeless. It's something different to do something about it. I was naked. What did you do for me? I was sick. What did you do? I was in prison. You never even checked on your boy. If we're going to become the beloved community that we say we are, and this pandemic has really put us in that type of situation, because there were people who found themselves victimized by this pandemic. People who have never been victimized before. They found themselves in that situation. And yet, we're charged as a government, but really as a community. It's much bigger than that, which is why I was so interested to see churches really involved in this issue. But I was hungry and you gave me something to eat. What can we do about homelessness? I mean, hungriness, hunger. We are in a blessed community. Some of us throw away more food than some people get a chance to eat. I was hungry. But did you feed me? I was thirsty. Did you give me something to drink? I was a stranger. Did you let me in, or you just said not in my neighborhood? No, no, we don't want them people here. Yeah. I was naked, but did you put any clothes on me? I was in prison, but did you ever come and visit me? And the way I believe, it says the king will say to those on his right, come you who are blessed by my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. Why? Because you fed folk. Why? Because you gave folks water and something to drink. Why? Because they were strangers and you invited them in. Why? Because they were naked and you clothed them. Why? Because they were in prison and you saw about them. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. If we're going to be that beloved community, we're going to have to be able to do those types of things. Because I know I am probably 2 paychecks and a major illness from needing something myself. And you know what? I hope and pray that somebody will give me some food. I'm hoping and praying that somebody will give me some water. I'm hoping and I'm praying that somebody will invite me in. I'm hoping and praying that somebody will clothe me. I'm hoping and praying, should I go to prison, that somebody will check me out. And that is an individual thing. An individual thing. Because people make up a city. The people make up a city. And like I said, what amazed me was people who are of the cloth, or, you know, I mean, who understand that, of people who want to help, that we won't leave people help. I'm saying, let's all find ways. Do me a favor this week. This week right here, I want you to find a way. Do this for me. This week, between this Friday and next Friday, I want you every single day for the next 7 days to find a way to help someone else. We're going to call it 7 days of acts of kindness. How many of you would do this with me? 7 days. And I want you to be intentional about it. I want you to find a way to help somebody do something. How many are in for it? For the next 7 days. Because I believe light overcomes darkness. I believe that love overcomes hate. And so, if we can do that from us, we'll be better. April, thank you for that. So, all right. So, Patricia is in. Stacy is in. Dana is in. Lita is in. Sherry is waving her hand. Linda does kind acts for people every day. And Mary is in. Yes, Rebecca. We tried to do a grocery store, and that didn't work. I'll tell you about that later. All right, Debbie's in, Priscilla's in, Rhonda's in, the Honorable Vicki Nelson is in. Yeah, I mean, let's do it. Shakita is in as well. Pastor Roberson is always feeding a bunch of people. Last Saturday, he fed 1,000 people. Kingdom Life has an awesome ministry as well as First African. Again, you know, let's find ways to help people. Let's find ways. And again, I don't want to know what you did because if we got to talk about it, then did we do it for the right reason? I just want to know if you're in and I'm in and our hearts are in the right place, then I believe that for 7 days, Kurt, tell your friend, no, Brooklyn's are Yankee fans. Well, unless you are a Dodger fan, you might be a Brooklyn Dodger fan. But if y'all are going to do this with me for 7 days, again, we just going to do it just because it's something to do. All right? And we will be able to change the trajectory of our community. And again, particularly find somebody less fortunate. Okay? What I do, and again, you also want to be careful as well. Be safe and be careful. Debbie has a community garden EOA to help feed people who are insecure. She needs some help. Debbie, put your contact information in there, okay? Is Cynthia Jenkins still on here? Cynthia Jenkins, are you on? Laura Smith, are you in? Cynthia Jenkins, are you still on? So if Cynthia Jenkins is on there, the people in Noonan really need some help. Noonan was hit by a tornado, and I mean there's devastation there, and they're trying to figure out what's going on. And so Debbie, so if Cynthia is on here, I want her to put her page on so that we can send people to her, and I want Debbie to put her information in here. We got some people here saying they're going to help. See, there she goes. So Debbie put her information on here. And again, I don't know regarding. Well, Michael, I agree. Let me see. If I could find Cynthia Jenkins' information. Yeah, let's help. Yeah, we just want to help. Just help. And you know what? Who needs it because he knows your heart. So I think we can change showing love, LOVE, love. All right, so I'm putting here, and I want you all, let's figure out a way to help the people in Noonan. Make some donations in there.